Kryx's journals are found all over Starfield, more particularly in places that involve the Crimson Fleet. But these are some of the best journals and magazines that you'll find throughout the entire game, so I'm going to show you all 5 locations. Let's get into it. So these journal entries, I'm going to go in the order of the actual names of the journal. So aka I'm going to go with Kryx's journal number 1 here. Make your way back to Bezel 3, where you actually free Heller from all the different space pirates that took him captive in one of the quest lines that I actually covered previously. But this is the location of the Bezel star system where you're going to find Bezel 3, of course. Now once you actually get to the location that I had shown you on the planet, make your way through the actual system of these different mazes inside of this research location, because it can get confusing pretty quickly with this area. Now, if you haven't done this previous quest line, you're going to come across some hostile pirates, even if you're in the Crimson Fleet, like I am. They started attacking me as soon as I got down here. But nonetheless, deal with them, and on this little trolley, I guess, is where you're going to find the first journal. This particular journal has one of the better stats that is permanent, which is nice, is that it increases your ship's cargo by 5% more. Only 5%, but if you're like me and overweight all the time in this game, it certainly helps out a lot. But let's move on to location number 2. And this journal is also at a very specific location. It's called Vulture's Roost. Now this is going to be filled with a bunch of different enemies. It's a full-on area that has a lot of different stuff you can get in there, such as contraband, a different ship that you can get for free, but you want to make your way to the Jaffa system as I'm showing you here, just to give you an idea of where it is inside the actual star map. It's a little in the middle, it can be easy to miss, so I hope this is helping you guys find it. Now, once you actually get here, you're going to deal with a lot of ecliptic, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but I'm showing you with my sniper rifle, that's an area that you need to get to. Now, there's going to be a lot of stuff that you have to fight, there's a lot of exploding things, but once you actually get through here, you'll get into this little secured area and a little lounge area. This is where you're going to find the journal entry number 2. Now, this journal's stats and permanent increase isn't as good as some of the other ones on this list, but it's still an increase nonetheless, especially if you like to bribe people throughout the game of Starfield. So, if you like to do that and that's something that you do inside the game, definitely pick up this journal entry. Let's move on to number 3. You'll be visiting Vlad's villa for this one. Now, if you haven't got the actual location for Vlad's villa, just talk to him on the eye throughout the entire main story mission. It's very easy, but this star system is way out there. It's all the way to the right. It's not easy to find. This took me forever just to find on the star map, which is why I highly recommend you talk to Vlad if you haven't already, because it will give you the exact location and gives you an easy drop location, so you don't have to park somewhere nearby and then start to make your way over to Vlad's villa. Now, once you do finally get here by whatever means you want to do, make your way into the basement of this fantastic house, to be honest. I wish this was one of the houses that we could get inside the game, but I digress. Again, make your way down to the bottom. You are going to come across a locked door. It was advanced for me. Not sure what's going to be for you guys. There's a ton of weapons in here. There's a bunch of different audio logs, but on one of the crafting benches, you will see Kryx's journal number 3. Now, this actual journal has a very interesting benefit to it, especially because it focuses on basic and advanced social skills, and they increase permanently 2% faster, which can be helpful in the later game, especially when you are trying to level up all the skills. But it's an interesting one, but let's move on to number 4, which journal entry number 4 requires you to go through some of the Crimson Fleet storyline. Now, this is because you have to make an entrance into the lock, which is one of the places you explore while you're part of the Crimson Fleet. You're not going to have to worry about finding the location because this is part of this main storyline for the Crimson Fleet. Now, when you actually get inside the lock to a point where you have to undo some of the locking mechanisms inside the tower that I just showed you a second ago, follow the pathing that I'm showing you here. You're going to go past a lot of different cells, but once you make your way down into the actual washroom or the shower room, you're going to come across a bunch of different lockers that are both opened and closed. You may run into some enemies here, but go to the exact locker that I'm showing you here. It will be closed, so open it up and you'll find the journal entry number 4. Now, this is a very standard one. It increases your crew and companions weapon damage by 5% more. Very simple. Let's go to the last one, which ironically, the 5th one is going to probably be the easiest one you'll be able to find if you know where to look, because it's easily overlooked. Now make your way to the Alpha Centauri system, to Gagarian planet. I don't know if I'm saying this correctly or not, just apologies ahead of time. Now, make your way to the center of the city where you're going to see the statue. Make your way all the way to the right before you can jump off and jet back into the wilds, and take a look at this table at the end of this boardwalk. It's going to be a little hard to see, especially in the daylight, but nonetheless, this is where you can find Kryx's journal number 5, which I think is probably one of the better ones because it permanently reduces the store prices by 2%, and every item you sell permanently increases for 2% more, which is a huge win-win, especially when you're trying to sell stuff in Starfield. And that is all 5 of Kryx's journals. If I did miss one that I have not found yet, let me know down in the comments. And if you guys did find this location guide helpful, let me know by hitting the like and subscribe buttons. Again, if you did find this helpful, let me know, and I will catch you guys on the next video.